For some of you, you may be familiar with a television series from WGBY called Making It Here. Making It Here chronicles the energy, the struggles, the accomplishments, and the personalities that turn a job into something more. Well, we're happy to say that Connecting Point is bringing this series back. Throughout each month, we'll feature local people who, through the work that they do, make Western New England a better place for all of us. And we begin tonight by introducing you to the Cummington Creamery, a co-op located in the Hilltowns of Western Mass. Producer Tony Dunn and videographer Mark Langevin bring us their story.
I've been coming to this store for 30 years.
I've been coming here for about 17 years.
A little over 7 years ago, we wandered into the creamery and could feel the buzz. I mean, it was such a warm, inviting community. The person behind the deli at the time took the time to say, "You're new, what's your name?" and started introducing us to other people in the creamery. And that, to me, is the sort of heart and soul of what this place is all about.
The creamery actually was a dairy co-op. It started in 1886 with the surrounding dairy farms. It actually ran as a dairy co-op for its first 50 years, and then the next 75 years it had 7 different owners, each about a decade. It was a rural community store, a restaurant, a mixture of a store and a restaurant, and then Alice Cozzolino and Amy Pulley purchased the store in the year 2000 and really began operating it as much more than a store.
This is really a community center, as co-ops tend to be throughout Western Mass. We don't have a school, we don't have a doctor, we don't have a store. So this is the place where we meet.
But it also has people in it that are interested in life and living and what's going on around them.
The eclectic collection of people around here is just phenomenal. I mean, there are more writers, and we have 2 writers who in the past year have been on the New York Times top 10 list. We have 2 poet laureates, 2 former poet laureates right here in Cummington.
Another factor about the store is I'm a farmer. I just sold them quite a substantial amount of garlic that they will be selling all winter, for instance. So it's important to me from an economic perspective, as well as me buying things here. I also sell things here.
You know, I work really closely with a lot of the farms that are in the area. I mean, they say locals within 100 miles, but I know my customers want to buy stuff that was grown like 5 miles away.
We also use mugs from local potters as our coffee cups. If you come in and have a cup of coffee or tea at the creamery, you can use a cup that was made by a local potter.
So Alice Cozzolino and Amy Pulley have been operating this store for about 9 years. It's hard work to run a small community store, and they were beginning to think about their next steps and how might they carry on the community spirit of this place. So a small number of people from the community began talking to them in late 2009 and really hatched the idea of figuring out if it was possible to move from private ownership to cooperative ownership.
And we held a community meeting to see if people would support this endeavor, and we were anxious about what the turnout would be. On a cold Sunday afternoon in January, 300 people showed up and said, "This is a no-brainer. This is our place."
So for us, the co-op structure is member ownership. It's the concept of democratic controlled business, 1 person, 1 vote, 1 share.
I signed on very early because of the community associated with this. The previous owners developed the community. The co-op is going to take and expand that community and continue that community that they started.
The cooperative movement is really going to be the savior for rural America. You know, in the cities, it can be dog eat dog and compete, but out here we're only going to get along if we cooperate in a sustainable way. And this is taking leadership in doing that.
Someone recently said to me, he lives in the Berkshires, and he said, "I love coming over here because there's just such a nice feeling in the store." So people really, we've sort of become a destination for, having a little community experience, I guess.
Yeah, the old Creamery Co-op is really special to us out here.